Good morning, everyone. This is M4J Watt Replays, and today we are going to be talking about the TD rebalancing that occurred in Update 7.4, which came out just a couple of days ago. So basically, we're just going to have 4 replays here. I'm not going to really be commentating on them too much. I'm going to be talking more about the tanks that were affected in this replays. But so, the Challenger, all the British tank, well, not all, the Challenger, the Charioteer, the AT line from the AT-8 to the Tortoise, they were all given damage buffs. So the Challenger, which you are watching here, with the 32-pounder, which has always been a pretty good gun, the reload around 6.7 seconds fully maxed out. The damage, it used to do about 250, but now it does 300 damage, which definitely helped its DPM, and the stock gun, the 17-pounder, does 200 damage from 160. So it's definitely helped with all the British tank destroyers. They pretty much did kind of need a bit of a buff. The Charioteer, for example, its top gun wasn't buffed at all, wasn't affected, but the very first gun you get, the 20-pounder, I believe, it was also, I've always kind of liked the Challenger, and now it is definitely a more enjoyable tank to play, since it has this increased damage. Among the other tanks that were also buffed, the SE-152 had its 122mm penetration increase, or had a penetration increase on its top 122mm gun, from 175 to 195mm pin, although the premium round and premium round penetration did go down some, but it's definitely got better penetration, and you can make a lot more use of that DPM now that you can actually penetrate some of the higher tier vehicles with more armor. The AT series has been pretty good. I personally believe that its armor and the armor and mobility on the AT series should have been increased, not so much the firepower. So it now does 225 damage instead of 190, but these are still ATs. You can still be flanked. The armor is still the exact same as they were. Mobility is the same. So while you do have much better DPM, it's still an AT, and you still have to play it as such. However, it's definitely more enjoyable with this increased DPM playing my AT-7 and the AT-15. In fact, the AT-15 is, I've been playing that more than I have my other tank destroyers at tier 8, because it's just so much more fun now that it has this increased damage per shot, and as a result, DPM as well. But so we're going to be watching a couple more replays here of these buffed ATs. We've got the AT-7 right here. We've already done a pretty decent job tearing that IS-2 imperturbable apart. The Pershing over there and the Leo, they are being quite annoying. So we're going to push up. We see that Leo there. We're going to go ahead and get some shots there on them. Get a shot there on that Leo. Unfortunately, we do bounce this next shot. Can't quite get the Pershing there. And unfortunately, again, Leo gets a shot on us, and he is going to be able to escape before we can reload. But we're going to poke up, get a shot there, reload, and take him out. So there goes the Leo. Turn over to this Pershing here, and now we're going to go for that track shot. Are we going to be able to get it? Yes, we are. Take off his track. And now we're just going to put on the adrenaline and just sit here spamming at that track. I'm not worried too much because I've got a team here, and I do have better damage per minute than that Pershing does. But next up, we are going to be watching the Charioteer with the 20-pounder. I personally am not too good with the Charioteer. I've only had a few battles in it, but this 20-pounder with the damage buff it received, instead of doing 190, it does 225 damage. It's still got the same reload, same penetration and all that, so it's the stock grind's not quite so hard, and it is definitely, and you could actually play it with this gun as an alternative gun. Just sit back and snipe, not be quite so aggressive as people normally are in the Charioteer. Both guns are actually pretty good now that this stock gun has been buffed. But so we're just going to be sitting here trying to get some sniping shots off on those heavies. kind of making a few bad shots there. Again, I'm not the greatest charioteer player, or sniper as a matter of fact, but we're going to start pushing up. There's the enemy SP1C off to the side. I'm not going to worry about him. We're going to push up, see if I can get some shots on those heavies. Doesn't look like that KV4 is going to poke out. We're going to sit here, be patient. There's the Studer Emil and the ISU 152. We get a shot there on the ISU, but then we see the enemy SP1C charging our flank. So we get a shot there on his side, and now we're going to back up and use this building as cover. And this SP1C, I know he is a good player. He has the HE loaded. I don't know if it's just for a challenge or if he's actually trying to penetrate me with the HE. But he is going for the HE. He's hiding behind this building. And so I do need to be careful because I don't want to take any shot from him. Now the charioteer, it actually can bounce shots if you are side scraping. Believe it or not, it's side armored. Yeah, it's absolutely terrible. But you can get a few troll bounces if you angle your side enough. So this SP1C, he kind of zooms around us. I'm unable to get my turret to turn quick enough to shoot. We try to go for a clutch shot there. Not going to happen. So we're going to turn around and we're going to focus on this Emil, which is attacking our team from behind. So we get a shot there. Hopefully we can reload and get another shot. I don't know exactly what I was doing there, but there's the SP1C. We get another shot on him. He decides to poke back instead of leaving himself exposed there. So we're going to pull out here, see if we can't get another shot on this Emil. Try to go for a shot on the move. Doesn't quite happen. The SP1C penetrates a high explosive round into our side. We get another shot into that Emil. Are we going to go for another shot on him, or are we going to go for the SP1C? We're going to go for that track shot on the Emil, and now we're going to turn our attention back to this SP1C. It is a 3 versus 4. Our team doesn't look like they're doing so good, so we do need to start clearing some targets, and hopefully I can get this SP1C gone before he keeps me from helping my team any further. So I'm trying to bait a shot from him here. He takes out our SU-152. I start pushing forward, but come back again, get a shot on him. He pokes out, shoots us with armor piercing, bounces off, and I don't know exactly what he did. It's just like he went absolutely AFK. So we go ram him, take him out, putting it down to a 2-on-2. We're going to sit back here and reset our camo. The Emil on our team is reloaded. We're going to poke back out here, spot that Studer Emil, get a shot on him as well. And now we are going to just sit here and help our Emil 1 destroy this KV4. So he's going to get a shot on him. We are going to take that KV4 out, and unfortunately for us, we are not going to be able to get any shots on that Studer Emil, and the Emil 1 will be able to take him out. And then next up, the AT-15. So we're pushing up to this position on Desert Palms, I believe. I really like this position when I'm driving my ATs. It makes it hard for the enemy to circle you unless they come up from directly behind you. That doesn't happen all too often because usually they can get proxy spotted if they're trying to sit there right behind the buildings behind you. Unless, of course, they come from the dunes and are just completely behind you. Make sure they're not getting proxy spotted. But I personally do like this position. But we see this KV4 here. We're going to take his track off, and we're going to keep him perma-tracked and just absolutely tear him to shreds, and there is nothing that he can do about it. So we're just going to sit here, finish tearing him apart. There goes the KV4, taken out by our T26E5 Sheriff. And before I do forget, I will be making a video on how to run the AT tanks, the AT series, and the T28, the slow, heavily armored tank destroyers that have really good damage per minute. And I'm just going to be putting out a basic guide on how to run those tanks. But back to this game here. We get a shot there on the Pershing, reload, take out the IS-6, see that SU-101 there at an easy 2 shots away. So we get a shot into his engine. Our T-69 takes out the Pershing, we take out the SU-101. And now that puts it down to a 3-on-6. We are unable to get any more shots off on this game, sadly. But that is all for today, folks. I hope this video was somewhat informational to you. If it was, please leave a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I promise there will be better videos in the future. This definitely was not one of my best ones. But then again, the main goal was just to provide a little bit of information about the tank destroyer buffs. This is M4J Watt Replays, over and out.